We should be live on Twitch as well now. Let me double check. Yep, we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. And today it's gonna be a short session, but we are gonna be working on the hands of this robot. So we have both the arms of the robot attached now, but we are gonna be working on the hands of the robot today. Both hands are different and none of them is what the official documentation recommends. So the Berkeley team, they have a specific hand for the robot. I think it's 3D printed, some parts are 3D printed, some of them I think we need to source, but we don't have those hands. We have different hands for our robot. And if I can grab one of the box, so we have this hand for our robot which we are gonna try and attach, and this second hand, this is gonna be right or the left hand, and the other one is gonna be attached on the other limb. I don't think there's a specific order in which the hands go, so we don't need to worry about that now. But this is the second hand of the robot. Let me move this to the side so it's easier to move around. And this is the second hand of the robot that we are gonna open today, and we are gonna put it on the arms of the robot. And today's live stream is, the title of the live stream is 2 stones with 1 bird, and the goal was to hit 2 stones with 1 bird. So this was stone number 1. 2 stones with 1 bird. Yes. Yep. The whole sentence is flipped because we're really tired and we're not feeling like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. We're hitting 2 stones with 1 bird, because this thing, I'm gutted to say this, but it's still not gonna be moving by the end of this live stream because we're still waiting on the motor controller. So that's why we're gonna be hitting 2 stones. We're not gonna be hitting anything significant. These 2 hands are gonna be going on the robot today, and after that we had one more plan, which was that the coffee machine I had in my lab, it's there are some slight technical difficulties, not technical, biological difficulties with that. There are a few insects in the coffee machine, and I was looking to see if I could sanitize and clean my coffee machine in the lab as well while we are working on this robot. So if you have a good coffee machine, there's a descaling process for every coffee machine that you have to do every few weeks or sometimes after a few months, and that's what I'm gonna try to do while working on this robot. So that's the other stone we are gonna try and hit, but it's not gonna be documented here in the live stream just because there is a lot of water and cleaning that we need to deal with while cleaning the coffee machine. So that's gonna be off camera. In terms of on camera, there's one more thing. We're gonna be working on this robot, which is the wiring. So we're gonna finish up the wiring of this robot. And in terms of wiring, I think we need to make all the connections for the CAN USB cable. So we need to make all the connections short. That's what we're gonna be doing. And other than that, it's just the hands of the robot today, and then the PC and Arduino and IMU, the remaining few components, they are gonna be going on this robot. So without further ado, we are gonna start working on this, and hopefully by the end of today's live stream session, we'll have everything ready except the remaining motor controllers that are gonna be delivered to us hopefully by the end of today. Once they arrive, hopefully everything is wired up and ready to go. and we should be able to test the software on this robot after this. Okay, so we are hydrated and we're ready to go. So I am gonna start with wiring now. So today's live stream, it's not gonna be as interesting, I would say. You're just gonna get to see a little bit of wiring regarding this robot. Yeah, nothing exciting to see here. You know, in terms of these power connections, also there's a risk of them breaking down as well, because while soldering them, we were kind of in a rush, and now they're on there. I don't know what the situation for the connections looks like on this hand of the robot, but we'll worry about that after making all the wiring connections and once the remaining motor controllers arrive. So yeah, we'll take care of that after this. So we are gonna start from the left hand of the robot, and I am gonna see we have a power ground connection cable and a VCC connection cable over here. I am gonna bring them up to the top and we're gonna fix them over here. So let me do that. Should we use can you pass the masking tape from there? And can you put the heater to 3? Okay. After once we get the room is hot enough, we're gonna turn it back down.
Yeah, I mean it's really cold outside. If you can see from the jacket that I'm wearing, it's really cold outside. I think it's around 13 degrees today, as well as it's a bit windy.
Yeah, so
out today.
Yep, it's kind of really cold, and I'm now that I've started working on this robot, I'm sort of entering into that zombie-like, state, because we're really tired from the things we were working on today. By the way, today we worked on some really interesting YouTube video ideas, and we're planning a few scripts for our channel that are gonna be coming in the next week, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, there's a really good pipeline for our YouTube videos, which we have planned for the upcoming weeks. The process is actually going pretty good, and in fact it's going so good that you wake up excited for it. The process is going pretty good. We're pretty excited about that.
Yep. On a slight tangent, our YouTube channel also made it to 1,000 subscribers, which I am so excited and happy about. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna celebrate in some way. I'm gonna go out and grab coffee from
I think it is the first time you have ever hit 1,000.
Yeah, this is the first time. So I have many other YouTube channels as well, but the max I have on any other YouTube channel, that's like 800 and something subscribers. So yeah, seeing 4 digits for first time on a YouTube channel, it's really exciting to me, and it really I'm really truly thankful for it. And we are gonna upload a 1,000 sub special video in a few days. It's gonna be a general video about what kind of content we're gonna be making moving forward. And yeah, moving forward, the branding of the channel, the content, the pacing, everything for the videos, it's gonna change a lot, and it's gonna change for better. And yeah, we're working on a lot of videos in parallel this time around, and you guys are gonna be able to see a lot of improvement in the production quality overall for the videos of this channel. So I'm really excited. In fact, I'm really tired because all throughout the day I was working on a lot of scripts that are going to be upcoming next week on the channel. But yeah, I think we are going to do a 3 to 4 hour sprint on this robot, and I just want to make sure all the connections and everything is ready so this thing is done for. And if we receive any other motor controllers by tonight,
while we do have some really good things going on towards the YouTube side, we have a really good production pipeline planned in terms of the videos that will be coming out very soon on the channel. Really, the best thing we can do right now in this sprint is to finish this as much as we possibly can, so that way tomorrow or the day after or the weekends or weeks after, we can continue focusing on the YouTube and other projects that we have. I mean, I have at the moment, I have tasks laying all around that are unfinished. I have lots of emails that I haven't responded to. I have some other cores from life which I need attention, but they're still just laying around unfinished. Really, for this live stream, the best thing we can do is sprint on this and just ensure we take it as close to completion as we possibly can, so that way we can move to other tasks without worrying. So yeah, it's what time is it? It's around 10:30.
it's almost 11.
Almost 11 p.m. and I'm grabbing a coffee, and we're gonna be sprinting a couple of hours tonight. We'll try to push this as close to the finish line as we possibly can. And yeah, from tomorrow onwards, we'll have more time to work on the upcoming content for the channel, as well as in general we'll be moving on to some other exciting projects in the future as well.
Yep, so it's been a really consistent theme with our live streams on Twitch, that the number of viewers, it's really jumping. It keeps jumping around every now and then, and I think those are bot views that Twitch removes every now and then. But yeah, if you guys are watching on Twitch and you guys are not a bot, definitely let us know in the chat. We have yet to see our first human chatter on Twitch. Yep, so we have had a lot of chatters on YouTube lately, and YouTube live streams lately have been way more fun. But Twitch, I think it's our third or fourth live stream on Twitch, so yeah, over time this will also get better, hopefully. So I am gonna start with the USB CAN connections now. So, and I these connections I'm gonna make hard connections over here, so I'm not gonna be making any using any Vago connectors or anything like that for the USB CAN connections. So we might require a lot of soldering for this section as well, for the USB CAN connection wirings. But yeah, generally these connections it shouldn't be that difficult to solder them together, and I think signal wise these wires are really good. I think we won't face any issue with the signals once we solder these wires together.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be opening parts from this kit that we have, and I'm gonna start assembling the arm. We'll most likely need to 3D print a custom part to attach this hand to the arm of the robot. But yeah, let's first of all open this up and assemble at least this much part, the hand, and from there we'll try and figure out how to attach it to the part.
Yeah. So the lab is really clean today, but yeah, with this print it's gonna get messy once again.
Though let's try to keep it as clean as we can. I know it will get messy still, but tomorrow we also have to work on the other projects.
Yeah, but
So,
isn't that always good goal to like try to keep it as clean as possible?
Yeah, sometimes we are really pushing all the way. Sometimes we're just sprinting really aggressively.
So I am gonna, yep, I'm gonna pick one canvas for each limb of the robot. Let's say the left arm or perhaps the right arm or whatnot. I'm gonna pick one limb and I'm gonna attach a single CAN connection for all the motor controllers on that limb. So right now it's the green wire, which is the CAN H or the CAN L, one of those two. And after that I am gonna attach the remaining CAN connections for that particular limb. That's how I think I'm gonna proceed with this. You know, among all the other things that we have planned for the channel in terms of really cool upcoming content, I think we also do need to make we do need to keep doing live streams almost every day, and the thing, because once we did live stream every day for like I think 6-7 days, and the momentum was going really good. Every day we were seeing some cool new improvement in terms of live stream spreads. And I think moving on our channel, a lot of content is gonna also revolve around animations as well. So all the animations I'm gonna be making, I'm gonna be live streaming them as well while I'm making them.
Yep. So animations as well as any other projects that were, for example, there's one project that we're gonna be building soon. That will be the, what's that?
The
Strawn Beast.
Yeah, Strawn Beast.
Strawn Beast, yeah. That's gonna be a process. So
Yeah.
So we can.
It's gonna be a single live stream, right? So the 3D the parts are pretty much ready for 3D printing. Once we have all the 3D printed parts, so a Strawn Beast, for those of you that don't know, it's a mechanical assembly that only runs on wind. So it becomes alive and it starts working when you supply wind to it, and it can be natural wind, or you can do it by just blowing air in the direction of the assembly, or you can use a fan or anything like that. It's a really interesting and cool project, and I think it's just one single live stream as well.
Yeah, the small one would be just a single live stream.
Yeah, so we are gonna be building a small one first of all.
Yeah.
And
in the future, we might consider building a really huge one.
Yeah, but for the small one, it's pretty simple. We only need to build, assemble the 3D printed parts together, and the rock body that, or the chassis for the rock that we're gonna put on top of the Strawn Beast, it will take only like 2 or 3 hours to make that in Blender.
You can live stream the Blender part as well.
Yep, maybe, yeah. But I'm more excited to live stream the animations that we're going to be making, just because there are a lot of animations now that we were planning 2, 3, 4 scripts in advance. So there are quite a few animations that I can work on in a single live stream or a single session. Okay, and so where's the USB to CAN adapter? Where are we gonna place it on the body? Okay, let's just leave it like this for now. And I am gonna pick one more, and this connection is gonna be done for here. It's a really slow day in terms of the both in terms of the work that's gonna get done, and in terms of like the energy wise as well, just because we've worked on a lot of projects today early on in the day. And now we are just rushing through this project, trying to get it done. So I do need to turn the soldering iron on, and we are gonna be soldering these connections so they becomes more stable. So let me grab the soldering iron. I don't know if lately we have been working on this robot, or if we have looked up a few robots on the internet, but my Twitter feed it's full of humanoid robots these days. And today I also saw a really cool humanoid robot. It was the developer, I think they were promising those robots commercially or walking around in the homes and stuff pretty soon. I forgotten the name of the robot exactly, but it was it also had clothes on and everything, and it was looking like a commercial robot that could be sold in a market sometime soon.
Similar to Figure 3.
Yes, it was a bit similar to Figure 3, but it was like a different brand, and it has been getting a lot of hype these days as well. And they also did some sort of collaboration with Nvidia. So the robot, it walked up to Jensen Huang and it gifted a biker jacket to him, a custom made biker jacket. So they did some sort of collaboration with them as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies working on robots.
Yep. I don't know if all of a sudden a lot of companies have started working on the humanoid robots, or they were just working already and we have started looking them up more.
And it's definitely the case that
I think it's a bit of both.
yeah, a bit of both. However, there has been a
Someone
trend
dropped a like on our video on
there-
YouTube. Thank you so much for dropping the like.
there has
It's
been
gonna
a
push
trend.
it a lot in the algorithm. Hopefully.
Yeah, there has been a trend definitely after AI because of the recent AI boom.
Can you rotate the welcome display towards this side? Yes. Okay, now it's visible. Okay, so I am waiting for this soldering iron to get hot. Meanwhile, should I bring in the coffee machine and should I start purging it?
No, just I would say just focus on one thing. By all means, we want by the end of today's live stream, we want this project finished as much as it possibly can be.
Yes.
We have a lot to do afterwards, so like we cannot keep coming back to the same project every day?
I think the CAN cable connections are gonna take quite some time to make, just because there are a lot of those and we have to do, they're not as simple as the Wago connectors, so we have to do hard soldering for all these connections.
Yep.
All the CAN cable connections are gonna be hard soldered. So I'm starting with this left hand, and let's see how far we can push, how long it's gonna take for us to make all the connections for a single limb of the robot. And after that, after that I'm gonna move to the other limb of the robot. Unfortunately, it's like a repetitive process, and this one, it's gonna take some time making all these connections solid and then applying heat shrinking tube on them. So yeah, it's a repetitive process, and it's something we can train this robot on afterwards. You know, we don't want to make all these connections on the, if we're building another robot. This thing can handle that, hopefully. It's interesting, there are solutions like that already in the market as well. So there are some miniature SCARA robots. Your cap is in the view. Your cap is blocking the view. Yeah, so there are miniature SCARA robots that act as micro factories, and they're really so they are they're made specifically for this purpose.
Oh, you know what? Today, you know the AR, I don't know, it's like AR4 SCARA arm or something like that. The open source one. The open source SCARA.
I don't know about it.
You do know about the project, you might have forgotten. It's the one that I was saying we can buy the CAD of.
Okay, yeah.
Recently, I think its developer, he keeps working and pushing the updates regarding the software side and hardware side of the SCARA.
It was really well documented.
Extremely well documented, and the best part about that one is it's being used all over the world. The startups are using it to automate various tasks in factory. I might have shown you a few examples, I might not have, but it's like some of the best applications in factory in real time are being automated using that. It's a really good project.
Yeah.
So today I saw that today or yesterday, its developer released ISEC lab simulation support for it. So
Okay, wow.
And
yeah. So chat, is that an idea for next live streams that I'm hearing?
Yeah, you know what, that's a really good project to work on and build, partly because we do not have to design everything from scratch. It's pretty much similar to this one.
Yeah,
it's pretty much similar to this one. It's open source, there's a good documentation, there's like codes and examples to do everything. But the best part is
it just comes down to like the cost and the time.
The cost, I think, would be roughly around $1,000. Maybe under $1,000, including the metal parts that we will bring with the custom theming that we want. But the best part is that you can make a couple of really good YouTube videos out of it, like the arm wrestling or like weightlifting, some really epic videos, and it will also look really good in the lab.
Yeah, we can do that.
It could be like one of these side hobby projects that we're going to be working on in the coming days.
Guys, let us know in the chat if you would like us to work on a SCARA robot after this. So we can do live streams documenting the process of building that SCARA robot, if there is enough interest for that, of course.
We have a comment from Magnus. Impressive bot there. Thank you so much for leaving a comment here. I think this is your first time leaving a comment here, and you might see that there's a small avatar at the bottom of the screen with your username, and that's one of the features we have in the live chat. But yeah, impressive robot. We've been building and documenting this for a while now, and we've met some really amazing people along the way. We've chatted with people from Canada, from Sri Lanka, other people who, and now your comment as well. Would like to know.
Magnus, let us know where you're talking from and where in the world you're from, and if you're working on any interesting projects like this, if you work on robotics or IoT as a hobby or software perhaps,
Tech, software, IoT, or anything in general. If you have any questions or want to know anything or just want to discuss anything, feel free to let us know. But yeah, impressive robot. We've been working on this for a while, and we're very close to the finish line. It's just this leg that we have to finish once the controllers arrive, and just making the wiring a little bit more clean at the moment in today's live session.
I'm making a boat. Yes.
It's going to see and fight.
Oh, so it's gonna be like, what's that movie? I'm forgetting the name of that movie.
Yeah, I'm also forgetting the name of the movie.
You know where the box and the human controls the robot by using his hand movements and stuff.
Yeah, no.
So it's gonna be something like that.
Real Steel.
Real Steel. Yeah.
Real Steel.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna be able to see, so it'll have some AI vision capabilities as well. That's a very good direction, because I think more and more robots in future are gonna start having that. So that's a really good thing you're implementing in it, and it's gonna be fighting. By the but I won't hurt anyone. Hey, yeah, no judgments. We don't know why you're building it, but yeah, we'll have good assumptions.
Yeah, putting it that way is a bit sus, I'm not gonna lie, Magnus, but yeah, no judgment on that.
Yeah. Fighting robot. Posture detection. Oh.
That's also a sus.
That's also a sus thing. Magnus,
Yeah.
you're
Are you sure you're not gonna hurt anyone?
Yeah, are you sure you're not gonna hurt anyone? Your comments are really sus. Anyways, I don't know where you're tuning in from, but in Japan, where we're at the moment, I did not know before coming to Japan, but Japan has a huge culture of fighting robots. There's these events that happen every now and then, in which students from university participate, or just robotics enthusiasts in general. They build these robots, fighting robots, and they just clash with each other. I did not know it before coming here, but there's a huge community around building such robots here in Japan. I haven't seen, I've not seen in general a lot of robots. I've only just come to know about this a while ago, but I don't know if they have AI features at the moment or not, but it's just general battle bots. It's a huge community here in Japan. So
Magnus, I think, is a new subscriber, because he just tuned in this live stream, but we've been doing these live streams for quite a while now.
I'm not into total robot destruction, just safe fighting. Yeah, that's how they all start.
Yeah, that's how they are.
That's how it all
then
starts.
eventually you're gonna get a UFC contract. They're gonna train your robot on all the fighters' data, 12 to 6 elbows like John Jones, and some kickboxing stuff from Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
and it's
Islam,
gonna become the
Makhachev,
most.
Khabib, all of the training data
It's gonna
from
have
the best
combined,
fighters.
and then it's gonna gather all the training data from one championship as well, and then they're just gonna let it run loose. So all the destructive technology, Magnus, obviously you understand, they all start with pretty noble causes in mind.
You don't know. We might be building this for fighting as well. Who knows? You don't know the application for this robot at the moment.
There are things for our robot that we can't speak of due to YouTube's terms and services, but we're gonna be training this on some interesting stuff as well.
So, what is this robot going to be doing? In general, in terms of possibilities, it's an open source robot. You might have known, you might know already. UC Berkeley Humanoid Robot. It can be made to do pretty much anything, automate pretty much any task in general. Now, in our case, we have a very specific application in mind. We are working with a partner here in Japan, and he has a startup of his own where there are a few things which he wants automated using a robot, and he wants to pitch it to a few potential investors. So yeah, we're gonna be just assembling this robot and making those very basic automation motions. I cannot share exactly what the application is, but it's related to a certain industry here in Japan. It's a very huge industry, a very niche task that
It's
can
just
be
gonna be
automated.
trained to do something really mundane.
Yeah, but really
boring.
mundane, really simple, and really boring that humans do, and there's the possibility to automate that task. It's a very repetitive job. So yeah, we're gonna be doing. We are building this to try out that application and for a partner to pitch it to investors. But in general, it can be trained to automate or do pretty much any task.
I'm handling basic house cleaning too. House cleaning and fighting, they don't really go hand in hand. But yeah, house cleaning, I think it's gonna be a really big industry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a decently big industry.
Yep, it's one of those things that you can sell to. If the cost is low enough, you can offer it to anyone around the world. Everyone is gonna be interested in that use case.
Give it a dirt detector and a sponge on its arm, and it could work.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. Um,
That's a good idea.
you're trying to replace Roomba with cleaning. Just with cleaning, I think there's Roomba and there's similar robots. But the thing about humanoid is that it can do many other things in general as well.
I think replacing Roomba is really difficult with a humanoid robot, just from a cost perspective. Yes, that's the general use case of the humanoid robots, like personal assistants. Really good assistants that you can potentially
Having legs in the house is better than wheels. Yeah. I have definitely seen the arguments online. In fact, I know people across both the aisles, the ones that are building robots with legs, and they consider that the robots with legs are better, as well as the people who are building robots. They're for warehouses and industry, but their robots are legged, wheel based robots, and their argument is that wheel based robots are much more versatile and better. But in terms of house, yeah, leg based robots are good, but I would say the general look and feel of the robot is much more important. You don't want something like this, like it's like a construction worker or a fridge, a refrigerator or something. Like, you do not want this kind of a robot just bossing around in the house. It's not very good looking.
Although this look can be useful if it's overlooking your kids when they're studying.
Yeah.
You do need this look in some cases, but generally it's not a good look. to
Yeah.
have around in the house.
Yeah, I think the companies that are building robots targeting the house, maybe cleaning or like dishwashing, folding clothes, just general cleaning and that kind of stuff. I think they are considering factors. They're putting a lot of attention to its looks and feels, because humans just have this sort of sensor, some sort of a detector whereby they just see the thing and they immediately have a feeling about it, whether they want to trust it or not. So the look and appeal of that is a huge factor in domestic or like household niche, if you want to target that. It would be fine. Who cares what it is? Could be a cleaning a cleaning spider.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
think you'd have good time trying to pitch that to investors or selling that in house.
Imagine a cleaning spider.
People are really afraid of spiders. The ones that are, they're really afraid of spiders.
Doesn't matter as long as it's getting the job done. I agree with you 100%. In terms of
I mean, people are very subjective creatures. Like, I mean, in terms of getting stuff done, I would agree with you, but people are very picky with their tastes or their decisions. For example, you can't have Democrats having a Trump like robot in the house and vice versa. And people on the right, they're not gonna like a Joe Biden robot walking around in the robot. People are really picky with their tastes and their groups and whatever they have going on online. So yeah, I think the final look or the finished thing you offer, it has to appeal to a wide market for any robot or a company or a startup to be successful.
Initially, it's I 100% agree with you. It has to be able to just get the job done, clean the dishes, and it'll sell. I agree with you 100%. But at some point later down the line, obviously, the general look and the ergonomic factor or appeal of that becomes a huge. That's part of the reason why iPhone is iPhone.
Yep.
It's
It's just a part of the company, the brand and whatnot. You can't try to like sell a brick for a phone. There's gonna be a little bit of hype just for the hype purposes, but eventually the look and everything and the branding is really important as well.
Yeah, beyond a certain point, there is a case to be made to be obsessive about the design and just the ease or like the feeling of the product. It has to be very natural, uh, but obviously that comes beyond a certain point. Initially, I would agree completely with you. The practicality and working of it is far more important.
We have quite a few viewers watching the live streams. Guys, let us know where you're from and if you have any questions regarding this robot, and if you want us to train this robot to do a specific task or for a specific application, what would you train this robot to do? It's kind of the future. Like, you're gonna start seeing these robots more and more around you. Like in 5 to 10 years, if we have a really bad recession, maybe 10 to 15 years, but you're definitely gonna start seeing these robots more and more walking around. What would you train these robots on? What kinds of freedoms and liberties does this robot have First Amendment rights?
Magnus just sent a comment. It's like making mannequins except they move. I don't know if that's in general. Like, you have a very sus way of writing a comment. I think this one is on point. This one is intentional. He intentionally wrote this. Mannequins except they move.
They move. It's like the
Creepy.
yeah, Magnus, you might as well put the creepy mask from the movies like the Purge on top of the robots. I think that's the only thing remaining.
Yeah, this one was intentional, I think. This one was intentional. Mannequins moving to pick up a dish. Like, I wouldn't want to have that mannequins moving around my house during the night.
I don't want a human like looking face on this, or a organic or biological skin or anything like that. That would really creep me out. I don't think a lot of people are gonna buy anything like that. Trying to make them look like humans in terms of features like eyes, nose, ears, that's definitely a no-go area, I think. And it's not gonna be successful.
Imagine a couple of robots moving around your house during the night time. Would you would you feel safe? Just a couple of mannequins moving around the house, going to the basement, to the top floor, just moving about.
If they are all running locally, I would still feel safe. But if they are connected with the internet,
imagine they are connected with a centralized server and the data is being sent to a centralized server.
That's so dystopian. We need to, we're gonna wanna hear Reg's opinions on this.
Yeah. By the way, we have a friend from Canada. He often comes here and shares his comment. He's also thinking about building robots and selling them in a market. So there was this Sri Lankan guy we met as well. He also wanted to build robots, but just for hobby purposes. And you're the third guy we have met.
What kind of videos have we been uploading? Like, we're attracting all the talent from the world. Like so far, there hasn't been a single chatter in our live streams who's not working on a robot. There hasn't been a single chatter. So what are we doing here? We're attracting what kind of videos we're pushing. We need to double check them. It's working. We're attracting all the right talent from around the world.
Magnus says, what about a robot spider with a big fat sucker on the end of it? As long as it's getting the job done, who cares?
It's kind of like everyone's leaving that town, Magnus. If you bring that spider in, I don't care if it cleans just the house or the entire block, but that is becoming a ghost town. Everyone is gonna leave that town.
Magnus, it could clean the entire town, but I wouldn't wanna have it. Still.
It can be a plot for a really good novel. Like, on a single night, the entire town community disappears. And there's just one robot walking around cleaning everything.
That's what Magnus is doing. He's writing a novel.
But in real life.
But in real life.
In real life. Bringing science fiction to reality.
Is that what you're doing? Magnus. Hi from Morocco. TK Moro. Hey, good to meet you. How are you? Morocco.
This is the first time we.
I think the Arabic for Morocco is Marrakesh, right? Marrakesh, Morocco. Marrakesh. Yeah. We're from Pakistan and we're currently in Japan, and we just work on these robots. As well as we're working on this YouTube channel,
and we're talking about Magnus's dystopian ideas at the moment. We're trying to gauge where humanity is headed overall,
or where Magnus is headed in general. If you wanna let us know if you're working in anything in tech or software, IoT in general, or in general, if you want to ask any questions or want to discuss anything, feel free to let us know. So, Marrakesh, Morocco.
What days?
Oh yeah, I know.
What's the day today like?
Morocco is a really amazing country, and I think a lot of Europeans visit this country, right? If I from what I've heard, a lot of Europeans visit this country.
I've also heard it in terms of like tourism and stuff.
Tourism is in general pretty good over there. People from all over the world obviously go there, but I have primarily heard from European people who I know have visited there, and they told me that people from Europe visit there often, quite often.
We have quite a few chatters today. It's it's Wednesday.
Good. Nice to meet you. To Marrakesh city in Morocco. Alright, sorry, my bad. I thought it was the Arabic version of Morocco, but Marrakesh is a city. Okay, my bad. I have seen images primarily from tourism. We are interested in traveling. Sometimes we travel internationally. Mostly we travel just around Japan or in Pakistan. But yeah, from tourism, I have seen and heard about Morocco. It's a very beautiful country.
Are you working on some sort of a robot or some sort of electronics or IoT project? Because so far every single chatter we have had in our live streams is working on something. And yeah, so far the videos on our channel have exclusively been about either AI, software or robotics. But moving forward, we're gonna be changing the branding of our channel. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which is really amazing, and we're really thankful for that. And we're gonna be changing a lot in terms of branding of the channel and overall content. We're still gonna be working on robots like this, but we're gonna be adding a lot more animations, vlogs, and general tutorials in terms of the tricks and everything we've learned over the years.
Yeah, but in general,
I think overall, if we keep making or doing live streams like this every day, eventually we're gonna have a lot of community of just people or hobbyists working on DIY projects. If we keep doing live streams with these kinds of projects, so it's kind of gonna become like the community we so love, whereby people are gonna be tuning in every day and they're going to be working on some sort of interesting project. So at this point our live streams are kind of co-working spaces.
Yeah, kind of like that. However, there's a lot of variables in terms of the direction that this channel is going to grow into. Currently, I think it's going to become much more general as compared to a very targeted niche. For example, most of the people that we have been in discussion with for the past few days, they are into robotics a lot, and software and tech, but the community is gonna kind of start to become a bit more general and wide. So gonna let the train pass. Yeah, so in general, as if we keep pushing the videos and we keep increasing the quality as we're trying to, I think the audience is gonna become a bit more general. And we can keep doing live streams in parallel. It's just that the numbers will keep growing on the side. So the number of comments, the number of likes,
and the interesting thing about that is people that are going to be tuning in or subscribing to the channel from those videos, the overall let's say the community is going to become more and more generalized. So whenever we're going to be doing these live stream sessions like this, building something, and then next year a lot of people are going to be only from the anime community or only from the Etsy stores or 3D printing community and stuff like that. It's going to be more generalized, and I think the chat rooms at that time they're going to be really interesting. Yeah, because especially the kind of content we're going to be making, we're going to be attracting people from a lot of different communities. Someone else dropped a like on the video. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for supporting the channel. And yeah, I think for the past few live streams we have done, we have averaged 2 or more than 2 likes per live stream.
Yep.
Which is a big win. Over the past few days we've also had a lot of new followers. Like after crossing 1000 it has slowed down a bit, but we crossed the 1000 mark really fast over the past few weeks while we were active on the channel.
Yeah, a while back, a couple of weeks or maybe even like months before, we were kind of looking forward to it, when it's gonna happen, do this or do that, and sort of looking back, it just happened really fast.
When we stopped the medical application we were focusing on, and we decided to like make more tutorials on YouTube and everything, I think we were at 400 or 500 subscribers at that time. So it blew up really fast in terms of over time, especially as we're gonna be changing the content and we're gonna be giving a fresh branding to everything, the entire channel. I think with the next few videos I am definitely expecting a lot more in terms of community growth and everything on the channel. I'm really excited for the next few videos we're gonna be pushing out.
Not just next few, for the next couple of months. We're gonna keep the momentum going, and we're gonna keep making more videos on interesting topics.
So far we've had a chatter from Morocco, which is really interesting, and we've had chatters from Canada, Sri Lanka, and India, the one who was making. So yeah, we had this really cool chatter from India who was making a humanoid robot using wood and ice cream sticks, and his software side was really strong. The equations and the kinematics and inverse kinematics he was planning for the robot were really good, but the hardware, it was not really good, but it was respectable what kind of hardware he was using for his humanoid robot. And that meme where attack 100, damage 0, those kinds of memes. So he had like software 500 but the hardware 0 or maybe 1. But yeah, I would really commend his work ethic and everything, because he had, obviously when you don't have a lot of resources, building projects like this, it does need upfront cost and everything, but he didn't let that stand in his way. He was using sticks and custom made wooden parts to build the humanoid robot. So yeah, we've had some really interesting chatters over the past few days.
I know many interesting people from India who have worked on pretty amazing projects in the robotics space. And most of them were using a bare bone materials, just like you mentioned. So I knew a guy who made a drone using just ice cream sticks. There's a lot of people from India who work on very bare bone, basic level projects like that, and a huge amount of learning comes from that.
Yeah, you can never underestimate that kind of work. If anything, uh, if even if they don't get a really cool robot in the end, they're definitely gonna get hired by some really good company in terms of
Yeah, that guy now has his own startup in San Francisco.
yeah, it's either startup from there or either a really good opportunity to work in another company.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about these kinds of engineers are they end up building their own companies, of course, if they do not find a good enough opportunity. Even if they find a good enough opportunity, if their drive is too much and if they have a problem that they're really passionate about and they know that they can solve it, they just end up building their own company. So good talent or excellent talent, it's really hard to retain them. You either end up partnering up with them, or they're working in the best companies at the best pace, at the most cutting edge stuff. Do I need M2X5? I'm gonna make sure of this. It's interesting that it's our like fourth day of live streaming on Twitch, but we haven't had a chatter yet. That's definitely along the lines of what I was expecting from Twitch. But even in case of YouTube, if we didn't had like 1,000 subscribers to begin with, I assume the live streams would have been way more quieter. Yep. So, yeah. Then but Twitch overall, a lot of people in tech space are definitely not interested in Twitch or going on there. Most of the community on Twitch is just into drama or like beef between creators, that kind of stuff. We do have a few friends and people that know about this channel, but I don't think we've ever seen them in any live stream or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think so as well. If there was anyone here, he would have for sure wrote a comment. For sure. Yep, because most of the chatters are lurkers, but they just like lurk in the shadows and look at the live stream from there. But if you have someone you know or some really close friend or anything like that, then they definitely do tend to interact with you. But there's always a chance that they don't. But yeah, you can't tell. But most probably they would have commented or chatted in here. Yep. Chatted, is that even like a word? Chatted. No. Yeah, but Twitch has like its own really weird terminologies and names. You know, a chatter is like an official word in the Twitch ecosystem. Chatter. Define a chatter. A chatter is just someone who like chats with you in Twitch regularly or like once or twice. I wonder if YouTube has like an official term for chatter for their live streams, or is it just a chatter like Twitch chatter? It's just chat. Hey chat, do this. Hey chat, this that. Yeah, I think yeah, the term in terms of YouTube is definitely chat.
like WhatsApp chat and stuff like that.
Yeah. How long do you think it's gonna take to finish one arm?
To finish one arm,
Yeah, the wiring of one arm.
in terms of the CAN USB wires, I think I'm gonna be done with one of these pretty soon. But the wiring, it's so messy, it's so difficult to. It's so
That's
messy
exactly,
doesn't
yeah.
mean it's good. It's so messy means it's just messy. Uh, it's so difficult to make sure all the wires and everything is right.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly why we have to spend this time cleaning all of this up,
Yeah.
because otherwise they're just hanging around.
But I'm almost done with one of the limbs of the robot.
Otherwise, they're just the wires
Yeah.
are just.
Once the robot is finished, we definitely do need. I would recommend 2 or 3 live streams of the robot walking around, moving around, because people are gonna like really enjoy that stuff. Hmm. So I have made a slight mistake in the connection, which I'm now gonna have to fix. But I think this way of working is a bit more like relaxed, laid back sort of working, and it's really showing today that we're a bit tired.
Yeah.
Because early on in our live streams we were standing up, we were all over the robot, and we were really rushing and sprinting. But
Yeah, I think I can maybe leave this hand just after this part, and maybe I can join on the wiring connections as well. I really want to make sure we cover as much as we can, so that way we
yeah,
can move on to other
I
stuff
don't
as
know
well.
about the wiring that much, to be honest, but let me finish this arm, and then we can discuss and do the wiring for the other arm together, because I think we're gonna have to make a channel for all the wires to go through, because these limbs, they're gonna move around a lot, they're gonna be rotating in all sorts of weird positions, and I'm a bit afraid if the wiring, the length of the wires and everything is enough for the robot to be able to do that. That is a concern, definitely. So, but on the brighter side, we do have a lot of wire spool for the 14 gauge wires. Are these 14 gauge or are these 10 gauge?
The
The
ones-
USB CAN connections.
they're not 14.
Okay.
They're like 30 gauge maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking in opposite. Yeah, I really am tired today. But yeah, on the brighter side, we do have a huge wire spool for these wires, so I don't think we're gonna be running out of them. So we do have some room to iterate and improve the connections.
Yeah, we'll need to make a standard route
Yeah,
for the entire arm.
yeah, we don't want these wires jumbling around or getting stuck somewhere when the robot is moving the limbs. Let's try and do that. So far I think we are getting, how many subscribers are we getting every, like, on a weekly basis? It's around, I think, 7 to 14. So let's find a medium, 10, and we have 8 weeks before. We're almost in November and December. So we are gonna be at
2 months and 3 videos.
we're gonna barely crack like 100 to 200 subscribers
No,
by the end of the year, if we don't rebrand everything and if we follow the exact same strategy.
Yeah, but that's besides the point. So like 2 months and 3, 4, 12, 24 videos in total. I think if there are 24 videos with the pacing and quality that we have in mind, I think it's not gonna be sudden. It's not gonna be like 1 month or 2 months, but somewhere along the lines when the algorithm picks it up or when one video blows up, I think maybe 2 months down the line, it's all gonna suddenly compound.
Yep,
That's-
that's why we are doing all this rebranding and everything.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really interesting looking back after 2 months, the results of all the rebranding and everything we've done. People are tuning in our live streams and then they're just moving to like other bigger, better recommended videos. I wonder what kind of videos they're jumping onto, because in terms of like keywording and SEO, the videos that got them to our channel are definitely AI robotics and microcontrollers, Arduino, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I assume all the recommended videos next to our live stream in their YouTube feed, it's all about embedded electronics and microcontrollers. So I am almost at the last connection for this limb, and let me grab a really long wire. If it's sunny tomorrow, then I think we can clean the coffee machine and put it out there in the sun to let it sit there for a while.
Yeah. Our energy is really low today.
Yeah. It does, like sprinting all day long on these projects, it does take a sort of a toll on you. But I think it's like decent. It's a little bit low compared to our other live streams, but it's still like not, well, it's relative. If you're coming here from like a FujiTube IRL live stream or anything, it's gonna be like zombie energy here.
How's that been going? I had no clue he started streaming again.
It's just been like a disaster. He's been at it for like a few days only, like very few days, and he's already had like so many manic episodes, so many weird interactions with the fans. The theme this time around is a lot of his fans, they track him around in the IRL live streams and they just show up to wherever he is at the moment just to mess with him. And he also claims in the IRL streams that you think you're getting to my head, and it's just like a downward spiral after that.
Yeah, I had no idea that he's streaming again.
I think people like that they never disappear from the scene, no matter what happens, because uh, the Vitali guy, once whenever he's gonna be released from the prison, this is all he knows about, like in terms of making money, in terms of understanding the game, understanding the rules and everything. This is all they know about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're not gonna like try to learn anything productive or do anything corporate or anything when they can just make money regardless from this.
Yeah.
And they know the rules of the game well enough. And to a certain extent, they do understand that they're just playing this character to grab attention, and it works. I think the charging for the mobile phone just ran out,
Yeah,
and that's why before doing that, can you rotate the laptop screen this way around? More so. Okay, and now we're gonna try and adjust this afterwards.
Yeah.
But let me try
Oh,
and
yes. You change it from here.
yeah. So we are gonna FaceTime HD camera, and now we should be good to go. And let's remove the phone from there, and let me try and
Yeah, I think this angle is good. We can keep it this way.
yeah. Is it like what's the battery percentage?
1%. You can grab the power bank from if it's over there. And
It's over here.
yeah, this always works. I think there's some problem
Okay.
with the adapter.
Maybe because the first couple of live streams were really good in terms of using the power.
There's some problem with this adapter and charger. We need to buy a new one. Yeah, your iPhone is
It's dead.
yeah, it's dead.
Just put it on the side. But once we're done with this, I'm really excited to work on the animation for the next video we're going to be uploading in the channel. So moving forward, the videos we are going to be making, they are going to have animations in them as well, and it's going to be a really fresh change of pace in terms of the content on the channel, and just the videos in general, like in terms of their pacing, the content, everything in them. There are gonna be a lot of tutorials moving forward as well. That's mostly what the channel is still gonna be about, but a lot of it is gonna be more entertaining and less boring or mundane or slow. So far, I think it's only the Runport video that's been carrying our channel all this time. Runport and that one ESP video.
No, I think all three ESP videos that we made are ranking among top 4 or 5 along with the Runport video. All of the ESP videos are doing really good.
Okay, so now Ali, I want you to move over here if you can. And we are gonna look at these wires. So I don't know if the wiring we have done for this, if it's like the most perfect wiring or not. It's obviously not the perfect, but if it's even usable or not, I don't know. So the issue with this one is, so I have made all the connections short, and we have three. Let's say we have these three wires that are gonna be going in CAN, and they are short with all the remaining wires, but there's no like channeling, proper channel or anything for them, right? As you can see over here.
How do we go about channeling all of this?
So one way we could do that is, for this arm, the other arm we can move from bottom over here, and we can start from here, and then we can just make one connection upwards like this, and we can end up over here. So with this one, I started from the upper limb and I moved downwards, and that's why these connections are not the most like efficient in terms of channeling. And you also have to keep in account that these limbs are going to be moving in all sorts of weird positions as well. But so there has to be a slight wiggle room for these connections. So can you open that picture in Discord, the one with the completed humanoid, so we can look at the connections for the robot. Yeah, the Twitch live stream, it's just like I don't think in terms of even the quality of the live stream on Twitch, it's not the best, but Twitch doesn't let us see the words afterwards, I think so. So there's nothing we can do about that right now. We haven't set any goal today. Let me set a goal of a single super chat, and let's make that only 1 hour.
Check this wiring, it's really great.
Progress review of
Check this. And
review of assembly, or
there was a very interesting part lying down over
okay, show it to me.
right. And now check this part. This, it's something similar to this one.
Where did you get this part from?
It came out of this box.
So these are like pretty specific types of tubes,
like these kind.
Yeah. So they they have different standards for these kinds of tubes that you can use to channel or route wires through,
as well as there's
I think this user, he has bought these kinds of,
as well as there's the kind of tubes that you see in like Prusa at the 3D printers for wiring. There's like this meshy sort of net sort of wiring routes.
It's really beautiful wiring. What are these wires for? I don't even know what these wires are for.
Which ones?
Yeah, they have JST connectors on the end.
For Arduino or IMU, I think there are some of those connections needed as well, but we're not going to be focusing on them for now. For these wirings,
and like for in terms of the official the robot they've shown in documentation, I want to see their
Preferred wiring method.
yeah, their wiring method as well. What sort of wiring?
This was what I was talking about. These kind of wires.
Okay, so once again, it's like a routing or
Yeah.
it's like pretty standard in projects like this, but we don't have access to anything like this. Hey guys, sorry if you were not able to hear us. The microphone was off and we didn't realize the microphone was off. Yeah, imagine if we had like a lot of chatters, they would have definitely told us the microphone is off.
Yeah.
But yeah, regarding wiring, I was saying the right now making all these USB CAN connections short, I think that's the bigger priority. That's the bigger fish to fry. And once they are all short, I think we can just zip tie them together, or we can use the mesh guide for the wires, or we can figure out the rest of the connection issue later on. Okay, so regarding the routing for these arm wires, let's just focus on making these really good, or what do you what? So, for example, let's move all the USB CAN connections towards the back side. Bring them all to the back side. This one as well, and we should have one more. This one.
3, 4, and
Okay,
5.
this one is behind, and let's join them all together by using this tape. Okay, so they are gonna stay behind now for now.
Now if this arm moves like this,
Yeah, the thing is, I think the length of all of these wires is good enough. If we join everything together for all the ranges of motion, yeah, I think we can just short all of these connections.
yeah, I think
It's
so.
like lengthwise, it will be a much better job as well.
As for the bigger wires,
Yeah, I think we can, as for the bigger wires, we can just bring them together like this, and we can, what do you call it? We can just
zip tie them.
zip tie them together like so. It, it needs like look good in a way, but yep, I think that's. And for the remaining for these wires, the encoder and everything, we can just zip tie them together really close to the motor controller like this. as
Okay,
well.
let's try zip tying then.
That's, I think,
Bring in the zip tie.
using zip ties, I think that's the best we can do.
These ones are like this. They come in like this. Now make sure that if a rotation is made, for example, like this, it doesn't really.
I think we have left some wiggle room.
Okay.
We have left some room for these to go around. But even so, these connections
I
are
mean,
not.
is it? Yeah, this is supposed to be the front side. It's totally backwards, I think. Which side is the front side?
I think
Yeah,
this is-
it's this one. It's this one.
Okay.
In that case, it's fine.
But I think the power cable wires are too long, don't you think so?
They're
I
too
made
long.
them really long on purpose.
They're too long, but they're not like routed in some fashion, like with a little bit of wiggle room. They're just hanging around too far away.
I mean, you can cut them all and you can reconnect them using Wagger connectors in like 5 minutes. But I'm talking about
Just
the length of the wire, like how much.
that's the
wiggle-
same point. Like they're just hanging around too long.
Okay, let's just cut them one by one. Let's just cut them. and then we are gonna reconnect them by using Wago connectors, but we are gonna only allow the length that is absolutely needed. Okay, that way hopefully it won't look as messy. And then whatever we try on this side,
just remove the main wires for now. The main one we're gonna attach whatever joint comes up on top. We're gonna attach the main one to that. Remove.
what do you mean by
this? Like the. What's this? Over here.
just a second?
Yeah, so this is like the main connection.
Just
right?
remove it.
Towards
Just
the main,
remove
yeah.
it. Just move it away from the body. It's
attached.
yes,
to
it's
that one as
attached
well,
to.
so you need to cut this one as well. From here.
We need to cut it all the way from here, and this one as well. Okay. Okay, so now let's rotate this up a little bit. Remove this. Okay, see, now what we are gonna try and do is we are gonna I'm gonna cut this as well. Okay, so now we have all the black wires and all the white wires for these actuators. Now we are gonna make the bare minimum length of connections
With the Wago
between
connector.
these with the Wago connectors. Yes.
These two as well.
Yep. So we are gonna. Okay. Let's start doing that. I'm gonna bring in these, and
How are we gonna connect these to the next ones?
we are gonna use extenders. So let me like prepare the wires beforehand. Let me remove them, and okay, so first up let me expose all these wires.
These ones are already connected with Wagos.
Yeah, but the length in that case is really long as well. So we are gonna try to get these connections
First of all, yeah,
yes
these
as
first
perfectly as possible, and then we can just repeat the entire process over there. So I think we have
These two.
so all the wires on this side have been exposed now, and yeah, after doing that we also need to move on to with the what do you call it, the USB CAN cable. So this is how we are gonna make the connection. So first up let's do the ground ones. I'm gonna attach the first ground over here like so. It's tucked in there, and then I'm gonna attach the second ground, and then I'm gonna attach one ground that's gonna go towards the next unit, and let's try to keep it really short. You know, we're also running short on these wires, so now these I think are 14 gauge wires. You're running short on these ones as well. So we are gonna attach one black over here like so, and then it's gonna move towards the next Wago connector. So now they are short, and then we need to attach this black over here with this Wago connector, and then we're gonna use one extender. So it's the exact same connection scheme I've used on the other hand, but it's just a bit, what do you call it, it's just a bit
Compact.
yeah, compact. that one is it's a there are a lot of wires in the other limb. I think it will be a miracle if we receive the motor controllers by the end of today, though, because the last update they have mentioned in their uh, the with the in terms of tracking number with the shipping company, it was still moving somewhere around in USA, but that was like yesterday. But even so, it takes a long while, I think, to for the products to get shipped. So even if they're sending it via like a plane or something over here, and it's still gonna take some time for it to get cleared through customs and everything, and then for the local company to send it over here or ship it to our address. It's gonna take. There are a lot of steps involved in this. That's why like traceability is such a big part such a big problem to be solved in terms of shipment and logistics.
Yeah.
Especially with the last mile traceability, last mile tracking. And because this is the last Vago connector, we can just push it down like this, and we can attach this wire over here as well. So okay, so this is I have made all the ground connections, and then I'm gonna make the connections for. Okay, so there's a small problem over here. You know what, we're gonna fix it in the end. We're gonna fix that in the end. So this is as compact as we can possibly go using Vago connectors. So they are still gonna be hanging around like this.
I think we might need to also.
But at least they look prettier compared to like the other connectors or these connections we made. And I think if we really zip tie these together, these encoder wires and the what do you call it, the wires for the field windings of the motor, I think it's gonna look much nice compared to the other one. The other one is a mess.
Yeah. But this one also has connectors, but
the main issue with the other one is the USB to CAN connections.
Yeah.
They're really poorly made. It's almost 12:30
Yeah,
over here.
I have a good idea for USB cans. We can.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have any Vago connectors for higher gauge wires, but it would have been really helpful if we had them.
Yep.
Or any like detachable connectors like this. It was gonna be a really good idea to order them as well, but you know.
We do not have a channel, but we can sort of create a loose channel around this part. So this one, the one that is inside, it comes over here, and there's a loose channel that solders from here to here with zip ties, here to here. So like we sort of wanna have a straight path from this motor. Just
Okay.
cut it from here, connect it with the next one, bring it here, and then the channel goes here, and you connect the next one. Then the channel goes here, connect the next one, and
It's
lastly this one.
it's a bit more complex than that. We are gonna like try on this side. So I'm almost done with the Wago connectors on this side. So after that we can try it, because I just connecting the channels, I don't think it's gonna like cut it, because just like in the case of Wago connectors, we do need a connection to route it to towards the next actuator. So we do need, so here as you can see I am attaching this connector to take it up to
Route
the
it
next.
to the next one. Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, yep. Routing.
and because it's the last unit, hopefully all three wires, they are good enough in terms of length. So I'm gonna put it over here, and then I'm gonna put this one as well in there. And the last wire is gonna go in there as well. So we are done with the Wago connections. We just need to extend these to be able to go to the main power source, but we can easily do that afterwards. Right now I think we can just focus more on cleaning this section. Okay, now as you can see, we have two Wago connectors on each joint.
Yeah, I think this one is much more simple.
Yes.
Now.
So I think what we can do now is, where's the double-sided tape? Sorry, not the double-sided tape, the masking tape. Where's the masking tape? It's here. Okay, so what we can do now is we can join these two Wago connectors together, and then we can just attach zip ties in between them. So while we're at it, let's just extend these connections as well, like while we're at it, because why not? So I am gonna grab one white one and one black one, and I need the same length for the other one. Can you grab a Wago connector, two Wago connectors, and open them up? Okay, so yeah, we don't have any of the two phase ones, but these connectors are like so helpful, right?
Yep.
And what we are gonna do is we are gonna remove, let's say, this connection, and we are gonna remove this connection as well. Okay, and we are gonna bring it over here, and we are gonna attach the black one over here.
Yeah,
and we are gonna need one readout from here to this one, and this is gonna be available for the main power source. Okay, and we're gonna do the same one with this. So I'm gonna bring two more, one black and one white, as a reroute. So the length of the wire was really excessive in case of both of these connections. Okay, so last connections for Vago ones, the power cables for this robot. Once we're done with this robot, I want like so many uh, videos for this robot whenever we have policy uploaded on here, because like it is literally like one of the coolest projects we've done. If yeah, it's definitely not the coolest because we haven't tried any software yet, but it's definitely up there in terms of how cool this project is.
If we had Vago connectors or any sort of connectors for this one, it would have become really easy. But with this, like this, if we make a joint somehow over here, you can see that right now it allows for this much motion. Maybe we can loosen it a bit more and keep it like this, and from there attach
We can
it
just
from
like
here.
instead of just zip ties, we can just attach a bit of tape over here to all these various joints.
Yeah.
It's really stretched from this side, so yeah, loosen this one a bit.
Every side needs to be a bit loosened, and yeah, this one is gonna be a bit tricky.
Yeah, no, I think this side is looking much better in terms of connections. Yeah, we haven't moved on to the IMU or the Arduino section yet. We need
There's still a lot to do, I think. I think it's a very high possibility we might end up working on this tomorrow as well. I think it's quite possible.
okay.
Because once the connections here, here, all of them are done, we also need to power it up and test if all of the things and connections are working
Yep.
properly or not. And yeah,
It's gonna be more exciting once all the connections are made and it's just like testing the thing. It's gonna be way more interesting to just fun to just do that instead of just making all these repetitive connections and putting the body of the robot together. Let me check the Twitch chat. Yep, as expected, we haven't gotten our first human chatter on Twitch yet. We've had bots commenting on our chats before, asking us to like buy random views and random chats, and we were like, we're building a bot of our own. We're not interested in that.
can you give me the masking tape?
Yep, it's behind me. Just let me attach this connection. Okay, here you go, the masking tape. How much of it do you need? You can just cut it. You can cut the length you need, or you can just let me have this much, and then afterwards you can.
Let's see this here. over here like this, and from here on end
Let me attach a few zip ties now, and I think it's gonna start looking really cool in terms of wiring once a few zip ties are in there. Okay, let's go. And I'm gonna do the same for here. Imagine if all the motor controllers ended up working. It would have been like so cool to see this thing working. We would have tested the software multiple times by this point if all the motor controllers were working. Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna be using this motor controller anytime in the future when we're working on projects, because it's not reliable. The thing is, for the limbs of the robot, I soldered all the connections by using the 20 gauge wire, because we were so confident that it would work, and all of them ended up working in the end, like in terms of calibration and everything. But with the new motor controllers, or the motor controllers for the legs of the robot, we started running into issues, and that's where we were like, these motor controllers are not reliable. And a lot of the issues we haven't yet figured out what the exact reason for those issues as well. Okay, here goes nothing. The connections on this side so far are looking decently prettier, like so and so, not like really good, but it's like so and so.
They could of course be better, but
can you grab it this way, Ali? I think it's gonna look much better when I attach zip tie over here.
For anyone who has been following this live stream, if there's like one thing, it's that we are taking this project really fast. We're trying to really sprint through this and finish it quick.
Can you just rotate the entire thing a bit? Yes, like this. So, and I'm gonna push this as far as I can, and it gets really compact. Okay, that's good enough. So if we rotate the robot, let's rotate and see it from behind. These are the power cable wires, and they're looking decently better, like they're much better. And these wires we still need to, like, I mean, they are for example wires like this.
These ones are okay.
Wires like this, we need to.
These ones are okay.
Join them over here. A few of these wires, they do need
like this.
Yeah, zip ties. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. Okay, let me someone. I think Reg joined the chat. Hello guys. Hey Reg, how's everything going? How's the weather over there in Canada? I hope it's not getting cold, because it started to get really cold here in Japan. But Canadian winters are really notorious. they are really notorious for being really cold here in Japan as well, from what I've heard. We had another chatter, Reg, joining our chat a few minutes ago, and he was building a fighting robot, a humanoid robot. And from what the plans he had in mind, he wanted the robot to fight. Yeah, there's a huge community here in Japan. I did not know about this before coming to Japan when I was in Pakistan. I just learnt about this after coming to Japan, but there's a huge community here of students or just hackers or people in general who build robots. I mean, they build fighting robots. Battle bots are like famous
Battle bots,
all
yeah.
around the world. No, but I don't think there's that kind of a community in many countries. Like, I mean, it's a pretty common thing for. I think they are common in all the big universities.
Yeah.
I just ordered one. Oh, I'm assuming the $1,000 one, the one that you mentioned. Or BattleBot. I'm confused now. I would assume the $1,000 one,
yeah.
because I think all the pre-orders were filled in for that, no? Or I think they were still open. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it must be like it's I can assume it's gonna be really exciting playing around with that robot.
Yeah.
Training custom policies on that. Yeah, by the way, we'll send you a message on Discord as well. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I was just too busy with the projects yesterday and today. I think it's
that's fine.
About
I
this
think
one,
it's
gonna look no, it's tape.
These ones are just connected with masking tape, as you can see for now, like this. Here.
Okay.
And this here. So I have commented these connections.
Okay.
Two. I need to comment 3 each from here, and then we have to comment these as well.
What
And then
about? Okay, so we
there's
have
3
left a little bit of room over here, or we need to like.
we need to at least leave this much room, because I don't know what kind of
Okay.
like the robot might be made to do gymnastics or pull-ups.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Just release this for a second. Let me like make this more compact.
And this one as well. This one as well.
Yes, so there are a lot of these that we need to make more compact, and then we can do this channeling the same way. It sounds it looks good at least. So we are gonna make this one more compact. Yeah, I do hope we don't have any short connection in here anywhere, because it's gonna like mess up everything. So just make all of these wires round like this, all of them, and they sit really nicely with each other. Like if you try to braid them, they form a really nice braid. And so this one is next. Let me braid this
I
one
mean
as
that would have opened up if you leave. No,
well. Like in terms of what?
when you leave it, the braids will open up.
No, they sit in really nicely in their position.
Oh wow.
Reg left a comment. 2026 will be the year of robot. With the release of Neo and Figure 3, Tesla will come out soon, I guess. I think Ali, Neo was the robot I was talking about. So I think Neo is the one with the white face and the robot's ears light up. I think that's the one I was looking at a lot on my Twitter feed, and it was just full of that robot, and everyone was like so hyped for this robot. And I think that's the robot that gifted a custom made biker jacket or leather jacket to the Nvidia CEO as well, Jensen Huang. Yeah, so Neo is also like a really good. It's from what it appears, it's a really good contender to be a commercially viable robot. And yeah, I agree. If there's no major like economic event or a seismic event in the economy, all of these robots are appearing from out of the woodworks now. There are a lot of startups that are promising to get these robots in the homes and corporate spaces as soon as possible.
Yeah, but um, slightly off the topic question, but what are your thoughts about the AI space in general being in a bubble, or the economy or of the world being in a situation where it's
I mean, it's there's definitely a bubble over here. That's like my opinion. There's definitely a bubble forming around these AI companies, especially. But yeah, these technologies are definitely gonna come out of the other end. But it just depends when the bubble pops and if we are gonna head towards that robotics and AI everything future sooner or later.
Yeah, sooner or later, of course, these technologies are gonna come out on the other end, and just like all these things have in the past, um, they come out of the recession. By the way, this frame is really cool. I'll grab a screenshot.
And also on a slight tangent, we also crossed 1,000 subscribers 2 or 3 days ago, and that's like a big, huge achievement for the channel. And we mentioned it in our earlier live streams as well. We are planning on rebranding everything. We're planning on different kind of content. It's still gonna be related to tech overall and robotics and AI and everything, but the branding and the pacing of the video and everything, it's gonna be way more different. And just because we are making a pipeline for the new sort of branding and the new style of videos, we are establishing a pipeline, so we are gonna be uploading a lot more content overall, especially going into the holidays as well. So we are gonna keep uploading videos and everything on this channel, but the branding and everything is gonna be different, and it's gonna be really exciting in 1 to 2 months. What projects especially we're working on, that's gonna be one, and what the result of all the fresh branding and everything is gonna be in terms of this channel.
Yep.
Ali, now you can just place these CAN wires, and I think the wiring, it's looking pretty clean. I don't think it can be much more any more cleaner.
I'm glad. If it is good, then we can replicate it on the other arms
Yes,
as well.
yes, we're just gonna replicate it on the other side now.
So just 1 second, if I can put in this piece as well.
If you can, Ali, just join these wires over here, and then I'm gonna move it closer to the live stream camera, and then we can do a wiring check in the live stream.
Wire check.
You guys can rate our wiring from 1 to 10. But I'm not too hopeful about the results. Like, this is not the best wiring we've done for sure.
Not even close to good one that we have done.
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
Okay, this is the first channel, and these two are in the other channel, right? So in total we have 5 on the arm.
Just
and they are gonna be sitting over here.
Maybe. And make sure to leave some room.
Yeah, there is a decent bit of room between these wires.
Join all of these now.
Oh, it's covering the camera. As for the weather here in Canada, it's 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. We soon have snow. In winter, the temperature go to -30. That's really cold. Yeah, it's starting to get really cold here in Japan as well,
Yeah,
and
but it's 13 degrees Celsius.
yeah, it's much better than Canada. I would assume Canadian winters are like crazy, man. You know, I'm learning Japanese, and the sentence for winter here in the from the app I'm using to learn Japanese. It's just like the typical Canadian winters are cold. So a lot of Japanese people, they run to Canada and other Canada. I don't know how hot it gets during summertime in Canada, but a lot of Japanese people, they run away from the humid summers to Canada and other places.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Vancouver is like a go-to spot for all the people running away from really humid summers.
Yeah, I have friends here in Japan who during the summer they just take a flight to Canada just because they cannot bear the heat over here. It gets really hot and humid here in Japan. It's a very stingy sort of a heat because it's sort of an island nation, so it's a very stingy sort of a heat during summer. So people just fly out of here to some cold area.
And the people that are working here in corporate sector, they have to wear those suits and ties and all the bells and whistles for the corporate sector. And I don't even know how they survive that, man. Like in Tokyo, commuting between different areas, because most people here, they use the local transport instead of their own cars and stuff. There are ACs and stuff in there, but if you walk for like even 2 minutes outside, you're like drenched in sweat. It's summer here is really humid. It was my first time experiencing summer here, and all the stereotypes about Japanese summer, they are definitely true. I don't care what anyone says. There are a lot of people on Reddit and internet that claim people are just like over exaggerating this, but I've experienced the summer this time around, and it's actually true. All the stereotypes online are true. Last summer we have 25 to 30, but the problem here is one day you could have 25 degrees and the night drop like 5 degrees. That sounds like a like a good problem to have. Because back in Pakistan and even here in Japan, when it gets hot and humid, it stays like that for like weeks on end, and you really start begging for and missing the winter times. It gets really unbearable, but
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to attach them. Maybe we can solder them all.
yeah, we can definitely solder them. Like, let me,
Connections. Yeah.
but you'll need to leave some room for the what do we call it, the yeah, I think we can attach the heat shrinking tubes. I'm gonna cut a little bit of heat shrinking
Yeah,
tubes.
this arm is much more clean in terms of wiring now compared with the other ones.
So I was looking a bit about the Steam Avatars chat feature and the text to speech. I don't think it's built in the Steam Avatar system. I think it's the live streamers we see that are using the text to speech feature. They're using some sort of external tool to do that.
Oh. That tool must be making banks.
I think one of them is just like standard Streamlabs tool, and Streamlabs is like almost every, not almost, like literally every streamer knows about that. So it's a really huge company. So I think that user is also using their tool to do that. So testing the USB CAN connections on all the motor controllers is gonna be a little bit difficult. We'll have to get our multimeter way in there in all the motor controllers, and we're gonna have to test for a short between all the connections.
There's like a lot of wires here. Wait.
So they are gonna be like the three wires from this connection that you have. One of them is there. This is the channel that's gonna go down. So grab the three green ones and move them to a side. You can just make this.
Just let me pull the black ones on the side. You can grab the green ones and bring them.
I think we can make this connection after this. No.
Yeah.
Just remove this tape for now, and let's just put all the green ones together. Bring this one over here.
Once all of these connections are made, we can make maybe put a huge internet tube on top of this. By huge, I only mean this much. This part.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, but we do need small ones as well. So the weather is completely crazy. During the day you can wear a t-shirt, but in the evening you have to put on your winter coat. Yep, it's a bit like there's some days in Japan, but generally these days we all be it day or night, we do have to wear jacket or at least 2 or 3 layers of clothes.
Yeah,
But some days it gets really hot and humid during the daytime.
some days when the seasons are changing from either summer to winter or from winter to summer, and then days tend to be like this here in Japan as well, whereby during the day it's
but no, it's not like a really big huge window. It's like
yeah, it's not
maybe
a
a few days here and there,
Yeah.
at least in Japan.
only a few days. No.
Generally it's either on the extremely cold side or the really hot and humid side.
Yep. Yeah, but right now, with the changing weather, roughly November is one of the best times for tourism here in Japan. It's one of the times when there's most tourism, and like people go out to the rural areas, climb mountains and all of that stuff. It's one of the best times for tourism here, because after this in December or January it's gonna get too cold. Those are good times for skiing. There's a lot of ski here, as well as mountaineering, Japanese Alps. But in November, from what I've heard, is generally the best time for tourism here in Japan. The weather is not hot, obviously, but it's not too cold either.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make these a bit bigger.
Okay.
You must be missing the temperature in Pakistan. It must be very hot there. It's too much hot. Even now in Pakistan, it's really hot. So I'm not a big fan of that weather. Also, like generally, like extremes are really difficult to like. I don't think anyone will agree.
Yeah,
Extreme cold or extreme hot anywhere.
but during January or like end of December and January and February in Pakistan is really cold as well. Really cold. I spent the last winter there.
Yeah.
I know it's like it was chilling cold. And even to my surprise, I don't remember winters being this cold in Pakistan. I was shocked last time. I don't know if it's getting too cold every single year. If it's just that winters are getting more extreme, or they were always like this. But I was shocked last winter. It was extremely cold.
Trump was in Japan a while ago. Like today or yesterday, you should have asked him about the climate change.
Climate change, yeah.
He's a big proponent.
It's the windmills, obviously.
It's the
They're
windmills.
causing the climate change.
Yep.
Killing all the bald eagles.
Bald eagles. They're doing this. They're killing the national
Yeah, but,
animal.
we've not seen a bald eagle here in Japan. Are there bald eagles in Japan?
I mean,
There should be.
they're they're. I don't know. I don't know anything about like where they're supposed to be.
High up in the mountains. There are mountains here in Japan.
Yeah, but there are a lot of bear attacks in
Yeah.
recently on the mountains and hiking trails in Japan.
It's been in the news, yeah. There was recently a news where a bear entered a city as well, and he was just roaming around, and the police was trying to chase it, but they were unable to find it, and it was just somewhere in the city. The local a local guy just made a video of it just walking around the city, and then the police was trying to find it, but so far they were not able to. So yeah, there's a lot of bear attacks here in Japan. It's been in the news
Ouch,
lately,
this is like
especially
really crazy
on
like
the
this.
hiking trails.
Yeah, so we went on a hiking spree when we came here to Japan, and we didn't know anything about the bear attack or anything.
Back then we did not know about
Yeah.
the situation, but thankfully we did not encounter any unfortunate event like that. But moving forward, I would definitely carry a bear spray, 100%.
Yeah, if a bear comes close by, he's gonna get it.
Yeah. I mean, every single member in the expedition group, or I mean, is it too grand to call it an expedition? Just the hiking group. Let's just call it the hiking group. Should be carrying a bear spray. You should have it like you should attack it from multiple angles. Just multiple angles.
But you know, a bear. Imagine a bear running towards you on a trail. That's gotta be one of the scariest sight. You're gonna be like stunned and taste like. It's one of those like sparring sessions that you can prepare for. You think you're ready for, but imagine seeing like a big bear in front of you and he just starts running. They're like so big and bulky as well, and they're extremely fast in terms of like their running speed.
They are fast.
For something of that size and that strength, they're just too OP.
So there's a comment here in Canada. We are used to changing temperatures. Even at -10, we often go outside in a t-shirt. That's crazy. That's crazy. We are acclimatized.
Okay, so it must be like a different word.
To cold temperatures. That's crazy. So like I've noticed this with Japanese people as well. Even
you can show him the picture when we were working at -4 degrees. back to the robot now. You still missing the parts for the feet?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So the person who has placed the order for the parts, he's claiming parts will reach us by the end of today, which is October 30. We are already in October 30, but I don't think so. The shipping company is also claiming that parts expected delivery is by the end of today, but I don't buy that. But yeah, we are only one motor controller away, or one motor being calibrated away from running the software on this thing. And if we do receive that motor controller today, then we are gonna start testing the software on this. So, Reg, let me show you a few cool videos. So last winter here in Japan, we were working on an autonomous lawn mowing robot, and it was extremely cold outside, chilling cold. It was 0 degrees outside, and we were working all night in 0 degrees outside testing the product that we were building. And this is the image, one of the image of us working, and we had multiple layers of clothes and jackets on. And it was not even -10 like you mentioned. It was just the feels like temperature was -4. There's snow on this car. It's a very thin layer, so it's not very clear to see. But yeah, we were sprinting on this project throughout the night for multiple nights on end in 0 degrees outside. It was extremely cold, and we, being from Pakistan, we're not used to this kind of cold at all. And here is a video which I don't think you will ever see anywhere online on our socials or on our website, but here is one video of the autonomous lawnmower testing inside of the inside of a yard. So this was some initial testing. We were testing an algorithm for it to trace some paths. It's doing it all autonomously without any human involvement or without any remote control operation. And lastly, this is one of the final testing video versions. This is fully built by this point. And yeah, this one is roughly time for summer. You can see it was sort of the changing season by this time around. Yeah, so this was a very interesting project which we sprinted through in a cold during last year. But yeah, we never got used to the cold whereby we can wear t-shirts outside. If I'm wearing t-shirt outside, I mean I'm sitting inside of the lab right now and I'm wearing a jacket. If I wear t-shirt outside in this temperature, I'm catching a cold right then and there. It's not snow but frost on the car. It's the temperature difference between the car's interior and exterior temperatures. Yeah. It's something like that. Yeah, but it was a very thin layer. Yeah, but for us it's like snow. It's because it doesn't happen in from where we are in Pakistan like at all. So to us it's snow, but it does snow here in Tokyo where we're living like 3-4 times a day, like proper 2 centimeters 3 centimeters snow. And it's really crazy in the sense that almost a decade ago it used to snow a lot here in Tokyo, like a lot. Yep. But these days we see snow only like 2 or 3 times a year, and that too only like a little bit of snow, maybe for 6 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if we're lucky, 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, but we're not used to the cold like that at all, whereby we can wear t-shirts. But I've seen Japanese people do that very comfortably. They wear sometimes very loose clothes even during the winter.
Okay, so the wiring connections are made, and we are gonna do a wire check or a connection check here in a second. So let's move all these wires to where they're supposed to be in terms of connections. So one limb was attached over here, right? So just grab this tape and put it on top of this messy section over here. And these second connections, they were
we should put one more.
okay. I'm gonna grab one more, but just place it one over here, somewhere around here. Okay.
Isn't it a bit too close? But okay. Okay, leave it.
It's in French, but it's cubic. I don't know how to do a French accent or how the French like sounds. Cubic. I'm assuming that's what you call the snow. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to.
Quebec. Oh, Quebec is the place, I think.
Cuba is also a place. Cuba is also a place where the USA has had a lot of interest over the past few years. Okay, so we are gonna do a wire check for this part of the robot, and if I bring
Quebec is in Canada, yeah.
okay, so
Yeah, just check for all range of motion.
okay, so these black and white wires that are going that are like going along the length of the limb of this limb, these are the power cable connections, and we are gonna check that they're good to go in all ranges of motions. Okay, so I am able to see where they're failing, and that happens like if you try to rotate it all the way.
I don't think there's gonna be this much rotation.
Yeah, because it's not natural, like it's not a human to be able to do all that range of motion. So but if
also,
we can, if the robot is specifically built for the purpose of rotating, like if the arm or a joint of a robot is supposed to rotate all the way, we can do it by using slip rings.
Yeah, but that depends on the application.
Yeah, we don't need to do that for this robot, of course.
I think the wiring overall is very clean and almost
right. And let me turn this the other way, because this is the back side of the robot, so you're looking at the ugly side of the robot, and if we rotate it over this side, this wiring, it looks much better. Yeah, so you can't see almost no wires on this side of the robot. And overall, I think wiring, I mean, this thing, it needs to be tucked in, but this is like the behind part, and this is like the front part of the arm of the robot. You do tend to see the motor controllers attached, and a little bit of wiring if you look at it from behind, but the front side, it looks really cool. I think that's what we are gonna try to do on this other side of the robot now. So what we are gonna do is, Ali, I'm gonna start with the Vago connectors, and I'm gonna make them as small as possible in terms of their length, and you can make the channels for these so I'm gonna cut all the connections I made for the USB CAN wires. Now I'm gonna cut all the connections and we're gonna redo them again. So let's remove this one, let's remove this one, let's remove. I think the connections are turning out decent for how long we've how much time we've given to this robot. I think they're turning out to be really cool and decent. I think you need to put a limit in your code to prevent the arm from rotating indefinitely and cutting the wires. Yeah, a good idea. Good idea. It's of course, like any sort of practical any sort of software for a practical application is gonna have those limits in there, and I wonder what the verification engineering for this sort of code or this sort of product looks like, because we know a little bit about verification engineering in terms of software for mobile robots, and like we mentioned, the lawn mowing robot and things like that. We have some sort of experience in that field, but this thing is, it's gonna be like walking around in your house. It's gonna be around all sorts of pets. It can even zap a pet by mistake, but it's gonna be around, walking around in your home. And yeah, I don't know what getting certification for this kind of product looks like in terms of the engineers that have to look at 0-day scenarios for the code in this robot. It's definitely a really difficult job. I think verification for this robot, there's gonna be some sort of a difference. We need to pull it from our top. Yeah, but I'm just putting them together like this. Gotcha. And because these ones are AI powered, right? They're not hard coded as per se as industrial machines were. I mean, then you have to I think the verification does take that in account, of course. Yeah, whatever your robot is using, you need to be certain that it's friendly, environment friendly. It's not gonna be like hurting a bunch of people or doing any weird shenanigans. So far, from what I've seen in terms of verification for AI and ensuring that it adheres to certain standards or like certain constraints or boundaries, is guardrails. It's like sort of the verification for, or ensuring that it's constrained, the AI is constrained and within the boundaries. I mean, that's like on the very basic planning stage, you tend to place guardrails in your software and everything, but verification is more, I think, focused on the 0-day scenarios or the non-predictable scenarios, or trying to get this thing to go rogue and stuff like that. I think it's more testing towards that side. Okay, so yeah, I think it's like Nemo guardrails, or it was something like that from NVIDIA. I think it's in a very early stage, just like the AI field, and I think there's gonna be more and more. Okay, so Ali, I want you to do something that you have had a little bit of experience doing on the other side of the robot. I want you to make these power cables wires as short as possible, but before that, I think what we should do. We should focus on adding zip ties to these connections, the way we did on the other side, and then we can work on the just place these wires over here because I'm gonna be needing them. So blue and black is ground, red and white is live. Let's separate out this one.
Yeah,
first of all.
we ran out of wires while building
Let's
this thing.
first of all,
and that's why
let's
we
first of all join this.
we're using different color codes for the wires.
Join this one first.
There are like so many connections on this side. Yeah, this was definitely not the most efficient work in terms of the wiring for this robot. Let me attach the zip tie. Let me put it there. Yeah, just rotate it as much as you can. Okay, leave it like this. Let's do the same for these ones as well.
This one.
Okay. Yeah, whenever we go towards the station side, we're gonna grab a bunch of these as well. I think we can find these from Daiso, most probably. But we do need them from time to time as well from the lab. I wish there was a more reliable way to put them to a side. You know what we can do? We can attach them over here through this using a zip tie.
Okay, we'll do that afterwards. Oh, be careful of CAN USB.
Yeah, it's not in there. $1:30, so we do have a bit of time. Getting 27 views and 4 concurrent viewers on our live stream on a Wednesday, like just the middle of the week. It's
Unpredictable.
Crazy,
Yeah.
We don't get these many concurrent viewers or this much engagement with our live streams especially during the over the weekend. Guys, if you are tuning it in, let us know where you're from and let us know if you're working on any interesting projects like a humanoid robot or any software or hardware project.
Yeah. By the way, we met a guy from Canada a few days ago, and he was working he was a quite young guy. He was in his early 30s, and he was working in data science in one of the Canadian companies as a data scientist. We had a pretty interesting and long conversation with him regarding immigration, regarding
regarding the general trend of where Canada and generally governments or countries and states are moving.
Yeah.
We talked the conversation was mostly about the macro stuff that's happening, because whatever stuff is happening in Canada in terms of the economy and the immigration and everything, it has taken a long while for all of that stuff to pan out or to turn this way. We are going to move to these later.
Okay, Vago connectors.
Yeah,
okay.
First up we are going to join all the Vago connectors. So I have all of them here in my pocket. So first up, let's join all the red ones, and wherever we feel like the length of the wire is long, we are just gonna cut it.
Okay, so like this one, you'll put this one, and then one we will leave as a Yeah. No,
No, you're adding all three. You don't need to add third one.
okay, so
One we need to-
we need to an extender over here. So we're gonna
Yeah.
take one from here and it's gonna go in the next one, right?
Mhm.
And do you think this one is too long, because the extender here in this case was really small, and it only needs to go up till here.
Let's cut it. Let's cut it.
Cut it right from the middle. Yeah, from here. Okay, so that's a slight improvement in terms of the wiring.
As well as this one. I mean, we need to cut it.
Okay.
Yeah, from here. Keep the wires over here.
There, I don't know what has happened during the Fed meeting, but it was gonna be a really interesting one in terms of the overall the situation of the economy and everything, and in terms of if it is bullish for the stocks or not.
Right.
Yeah, the white one. The markets, from what I understand, they are dumping, but I'm not sure if it's just the weakness in the markets or if it's because something weird happened in the latest Fed meeting. Okay, and let's see the next ones, where the next wires are here, and these also can be smaller, right? Or I think the length is good enough.
Yeah, it's decent.
So we need one extender from here, and we are gonna take it to the next Wago connector. And now I think we need to have a discussion about the length of, right?
Compared with that one.
Yeah, the length over here was really minimalist.
Just
Minimal.
cut it.
Yeah,
Just
cut it from here. Cut it from here. Yeah, I think after this live stream we should order spools of these wires from Temu, because these wires are really helpful in other projects as well, and just buying them in small chunks, it's really expensive from here, but we
Yeah,
do
but-
need them from time to time. We might as well buy a lot of spools for these from Temu. Okay, one more extender. Can you grab that red one? Or we can use this one as an extender. Let's try and see if we can, even though it's really small in size. I don't know if we can snug it in or not. Let me view the stream on Twitch if it's going well. It's going well, but it's quiet. Too quiet. I think if we're talking about Twitch, being the quietness there is generally good.
Yeah.
If you're getting mentioned or if you're getting talked about on Twitch,
This is also a bit too long. Maybe
just
cut it
cut it from here. So yeah, just save those wires. We might need them later on. And I really do hope if we power these up afterwards. I think we can do a test after these are both arms are complete. We can do a test afterwards. We are gonna be checking this for continuity and stuff. So yeah, let's attach this one over here, and then you know what we need to do. We need to bring in this one, and we do need this one to be slightly longer.
Okay, this is the last one.
Because so the connections end here, so it's a 3-step connection over here. then we are gonna start the same way around from here. And yeah, I think for the tutorial for the channel, I think we are just gonna move the camera around whenever we're making the VOD for the connections. We can just move the camera around the robot and show how we made the connections. I don't think we need to make an entire video describing all the process and everything.
Yeah, because I think connections are a pretty
boring and mundane thing. I don't think.
No, as well as a very dynamic sort of a process. Like everyone will have sort of their own routing, their own preferred way of wiring or cleaning it. It's just that we're doing it so fast that we just want to minimally connect everything. We're not doing it in the most ideal way we can.
Yeah. I haven't edited the video for the, what do you call it, the leg of the robot, like assembling the leg of the robot. We do need to do that sometime soon as well. If it's gonna be uploaded after our 1000 subscriber special video, I think then we will have to
improve the quality.
Yeah, improve the quality for that video a lot, and it's not gonna be like a detailed tutorial like the one that we have been uploading on our channel lately. It's not gonna be that sort of video in that case.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that difficult.
Yeah, but the 3 videos we are working on right now, they're really different and they're really cool. I'm really looking forward to them. Okay, all. Okay, we need one more extender. We're missing one connection for power cable over here. I think the color difference in terms of wiring on both sides, it also looks really cool in a strange way. So let's start with the power connection. It's moving over here. It needs to go here in the next one. And I'm gonna redo the power connections. I think there's something missing over here. And then we need an extender to take it to the next site, which is gonna be this one. It has taken it over here. We have gotten one from here, and then we have gotten one from here. Okay, the ones for the power are done. Okay, let's start with the ground ones. It's one over here. Extender takes it to here, then there's one here. This is the extender, so this one needs to go in here. The connections for these Wago connectors are so easy to make. It's really easy to get confused while making them as well. So after this we're gonna do a continuity test to make sure there's no short connection, but I'm double checking it and I'm fixing some mistakes I've made while making these connections. Okay, extender over here, it's gonna move into the next one.
Okay. A really strange part of the arm.
Okay, let me now double check. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the Wago connections are done over here as well, and now I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna attach them together using masking tape, and then we're gonna attach 4 zip ties on this arm as well, and then hopefully they look much better after that. Hopefully, let's see how they look. The overall robot, it looks much way more cool when all the connections are made pretty and compact like this. It looks way more cool. I just hope we are able to see this thing moving around. So these two, and then we have these two. Yeah, so the Wago connectors for this arm, they're way more compact than the other arm. So I hope there are no motion constraints with these due to these wires. But the good thing about these Wago connectors is that you can easily disassemble them and put them back again. Otherwise we didn't even had these connections like connectors a few live streams ago, and we were trying to hard solder all the connections, making them permanent. That would have been a nightmare to fix.
Once the wiring is done and the connections, we have verified the connections.
I think let's leave the verification to tomorrow. I think after this we can quickly join the
leg or can USB or the wires of the leg.
Yeah, we do have one set of leg to like finish in terms of wiring, but after that I think let's just attach the hands of the robot and place the Arduino and the IMU and all that stuff. The wiring connections for you can move it a bit closer to the camera. It's like melting in with the rest of the frame. Almost everything in this frame is just like hardware and wires.
Yeah.
But I think now the connections are good. I think we can get some really good images, because looking at the robot from the front side, it's like there are no wires at all.
Yep.
It's looking much better now.
It looks really clean this way.
Yeah, but it's from the looking at it from the opposite side, it's messy. It's not the cleanest boy in the world, but it can bring you food, or it can do your laundry and dishes, and that's what matters. Okay, so I'm done with no yeah, I need to add in 4 of these. Let me grab a few of these and so we are gonna attach one over here. But yeah, I was talking earlier, whenever we will be using a BLDC motor in some other project, I think we're gonna stay away from these connectors for now. Sorry, the motor controllers, because these motor controllers have been like so unreliable in terms of the errors they are giving, and it's difficult to like figure out quickly what the issue is in terms of connections, because there's very little documentation done on them. So if you sit down to like try to figure it out, you have to spend a decent amount of time trying to figure out what the issue is with these BLDC controllers. We do have some other controllers that, because of the time constraint, we're not trying, but moving on, we are gonna try and find some other more reliable BLDC motor controllers. You know, this Kara robot project, the open source one that you mentioned,
Yeah.
I wonder what motor controllers they're using.
That's a really interesting project. And once we hit the certain milestones in YouTube that we plan to do in the by the end of this year and next year, I think we're gonna continue doing what we're doing at with the momentum, and I think by March or April of next year will be a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
I think if our YouTube is going as well as services in general are going good at that point, I would really like to build that project. We could do a similar live stream. Our audience will be much bigger at that time.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah.
it will be good to have it in our lab, as well as by then, if our YouTube is doing good, we'll have a good ideas for it, as well as the required team to assemble it and put it together for the video.
Let's just attach one more of this over here, and okay, so these connections are done as well, except for the USB CAN ones, and I think yeah, I think we do have enough length to make the same connections for this side as well, in terms of the USB CAN wires. Ali, can you take a look at this side? I think we can just make all the USB CAN connections short on this side, and it's not really gonna be a problem, I think.
No. This is not a good idea in general to have it hanging somewhere.
So
like I mean, these are like bridges. So bridge 1, bridge 2, bridge 3 where everything connects, and like these bridges are a bit more manageable as compared to everything.
Okay,
at
so
one place.
you're proposing to join everything over here,
Yes,
like
like
this.
this here as well as this here, and these are at to
Yeah,
this
just okay. I'm gonna
and
cut
like
this one because it's
yeah
just
this.
too long.
It's fine if it's long, but this adds this like this braid sort of
Yeah, I don't
it adds
want
to
it
the
to get
compartment.
stuck somewhere in there while the robot is moving. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna cut this a little
This
bit.
one is a little too short, I think. It's not making it over here.
I mean, we can
So if
move
the
the.
arm were, yeah, if the arm were to go like do this motion, it might raise some error issue.
No, I think we can just join everything over here, and it's.
Yeah. By the
this-
way, one thing which we forgot from here.
What?
Let's keep the jumps like this jump towards the back side, like over here, and
Okay.
then from here, because it looks very weird on the front.
Ah, okay. I mean, we can just move it to the back.
the
I think
back, yeah,
there's
yeah.
some playroom.
We can move it a bit later, but this one let's maybe here, then maybe here, maybe like this.
Yeah, yeah. I think we can do that. Hmm. Okay, let's attach these cables, and then the wire the leg is looking like a mess. Yeah, we do need to attach everything on the leg as well. Yeah, we're out of double-sided tape as well. We need to purchase that tomorrow as well, or today, whenever the store opens.
Once tomorrow, I think tomorrow when the testing is done, all the motor drivers should be lighting up. So tomorrow we should take out some time to make cool videos of this assemble.
Yeah.
We'll just assemble the leg just for the sake of the videos, and
I don't know, because if the motor controller, one of them in the limbs is not working correctly, I don't want it to short any connection on the other, to make anything else faulty. So yeah, we'll see what we can do in terms of attaching the other leg of the robot.
M2 nuts. Yeah, these are M2 nuts which I need, and M2X14. M2X14. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Yeah, I think the views today have been higher than average, and I think it happened once during during the week live stream once before. So over the weekend, the performance of the live stream is not as good compared to when we try and do this during weekdays like this. That's been an interesting trend with our audience. Because look at the chart, even for the consistent viewership, it's like much better than what it typically is. It's definitely higher than average.
Yep.
We have 3 likes on the video. We're like, were there 3 like? I think there were 2 a moment ago. I think we just got someone just dropped another like on our video, which helps the channel overall a lot. So thank you for dropping a like on the video. Yeah, I do think 3 is the highest likes we've gotten in our live streams, right?
Yeah.
3 is the highest number.
Yep.
The ratio, like in terms of subscribers, and let's say we're doing these live streams, the engagement on these live streams and on the videos, the ratio is really crazy. Ali, I think you are hitting the mouse, or it's yeah, just like put it towards the side. We've got another like, and this is the highest likes we've gotten on the video. So I guess speaking out about these things, it really does make a difference. Thank you so much for whoever's dropped that last like, and it's a new high for likes on our live streams. 4 likes, so yeah, it's
I think it's the first time we have 4 likes on the live stream.
That's awesome. The robot is gonna celebrate it by doing hula hula. Wow! Tuk 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 tuk.
It's a little bit like this arm is a little bit out of the frame. If you can just wave it like this, yeah. Alright, that's enough, I guess. Yeah, we don't want to burn the motors like this, or it does send maybe some feedback.
Yeah, there is like reverse EMF generated when
reverse EMF towards the controller.
Yeah, like if the lights were dim, whenever we move around the arms of this robot, it does light up the motor controllers, and it does generate power that goes back in the which should it like happen even they should have like placed diodes or something to like prevent that thing from happening in the very first place. Can you open up Safari and can you check if we have gotten anything on Twitch? Quiet as usual on Twitch.
I checked Quebec. It's like a really cold. It seems like a really cold place in Canada, and it looked like one of the, what do you call it, like castles from the England sort of
Okay, so it's like
kind of like which could be used for the plot of some.
Yeah, you know the typical England architecture.
Not exactly like that. It wasn't exactly like that, but I sort of got that feel from it. It was and the nature around there is really beautiful. Canada has some really beautiful nature all around.
Yeah. You know, Franklin is like running around Hokkaido up and generally up and down Japan, trying not to miss the autumn foliage. And I didn't know it was like such short lived, but yeah, we need to like get out one of these days and we need to watch some autumn foliage, because autumn foliage here in Japan is really beautiful. And there are some places like Mount Oyama that are really famous around, that are really close to Tokyo, and they're really famous for their autumn foliage. We've been there during this time last year, and it was really beautiful. Japan actually has so many beautiful places to visit, and generally the sentiment is the places that are represented in anime and all these different movies and series in Japan, they are actually whenever you visit Japan, it's actually like that in real life in a lot of places. So you can see some people that, like, I follow a lot of drawing, anime and manga scene online. So there are some people who want to become mangakas and animators, and who are really inspired by the animations of Studio Ghibli, of course. And when they visit Japan, they are like, of course, now it makes sense why Studio Ghibli makes such beautiful animations, and it has such beautiful background art, because that's the kind of scenery they have all around them. So a lot of artists have this sort of opinion that Studio Ghibli animators, they had this really huge unfair advantage in terms of establishing the scenery for background art for their movies and everything, because everything around them was so pretty in the very first place. So
there's nothing unfair about that, because
no, it's like real. The trails here are so well made in terms of their maintenance, and the foliage is, it's a really good combination between urbanization and nature. And whenever you go to one of these trails, they have temples and they have torii gates. Even if you climb all the way up to Mount Fuji, there are torii gates around that. And it's a, if you visit some place like that in the West, you would assume it's like a set for some sort of horror or thriller movie or something like that. But in Japan, generally places are like that. They are full of temples, full of torii gates, and you'll find a temple and a torii gate or shrines randomly walking around in Tokyo, in cities as well. So, and that's a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff reflected in anime is that, and most of the lore in the anime, like in most of the famous series, it's around that as well. So generally what I'm trying to say here is Japan, in terms of what's represented in anime, it stayed really true to how it is in real life, and that's why a lot of people find it so beautiful when they visit it after watching anime and stuff.
Japan does have a different vibe, though. It does have a very strong cultural vibe.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's really different from.
You can almost smell the culture in the air here. It's a very distinct and a very unique sort of culture. It's reflected in everything here in Japan, in their architecture, in their temples, in their work, what they create. So that's a very distinct aspect about Japan. Yeah, it just like the discussion we were having earlier about Canadian identity, and that some countries may not have that sort of a strong cultural identity.
Reg, if you're still here, I would I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts about Canadian identity, and if you know about this guy Professor Young, and if you what your thoughts are about Canadian identity in his lectures. He really dunked on Canada in that one lecture, but I don't have a lot of context on Canada, but I do tend to think his opinions on the Canadian identity and his lecture on that is generally right, like generally truthful. Canada, of course, when compared to Japan, it's like nothing, the cultural identity, and Japan or China. But in general, Canada doesn't have a really strong sense of identity. Even an American identity, I think, because a lot of people are not even sure what it means to be American, what an actual American is. There's a lot of debate going around that topic as well. But whatever the that identity is, it's still stronger than a Canadian identity, in my opinion. Or I'm just like oblivious to the fact that what an actual Canadian is, or what the quote unquote Canadian identity is. And that's what Professor Young he mentions in his lectures, and he has some like really interesting historical takes around these topics as well. His thing about the game theory is really interesting. Of course, you can make any narrative seem really convincing if someone explains it in a like really thorough and huge lectures. Of course, all theories and everything have holes in them, but his lecture regarding the game theory is really interesting, especially the part where he says the easiest story always wins. Like whatever the easiest tale or the easiest story is.
Simplest.
Yeah, the simplest story. Yeah, that's a better term. He used the simplest one. The simplest story always wins, and the simplest stories backed with strong cultural identities and really huge mass of people, those are the ones that are turning like the cogs of history or the wheels of history. And that's like a really fascinating or interesting way to view stuff happening around the world.
M2.5x7 screw.
So just like the name of this live stream, two stones with one bird, we are hitting two stones with one bird in this live stream, and the other stone that's being hit at the moment is we're building the hands of the robot at the moment as well.
Yeah, on the side.
Yeah, on the side we are working on the hands of the robot, and we're gonna show you the little hands of this robot in a minute once we're done with that. But other than that, it's just like wiring, routing, making sure the wires look good, they don't look bad, or they don't look like they're gonna tase you or anything. Okay, so I am done from the top side, and now I am gonna move these connections and channels to the bottom side. Okay. Two and three. Yeah, I'm almost done with the other hand, the CAN bus connections for the other hand, and then I think for the leg, the connections of the leg, we can do it sometime after this live stream. But we are gonna try and attach the hands of the robot. We're gonna see how they look, and we're gonna see how much progress we can make on that side.
I think we can do the hands off of the live stream as well.
Okay.
Because they're very different, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be needing to 3D print some parts for that. I have seen in Discord the official hands, and they're like claws. They're proper sort of metal claws. But this is just like a toy sort of a gripper.
What happened with the page? Can you reload the page? Wow, that's the first one. Go to the second. Yeah, it's on analytics now. Yeah, so Google just broke down for some weird reason. There are also a lot of illuminations in during winter time in Japan as well. They're always really fun to see. So we're gonna be on a lookout for illuminations here as well. There's this one street outside right next to Tokyo Station. Tokyo Station is also really huge, by the way. But there's this one street right next to Tokyo Station that has some of the most beautiful illuminations ever during winter time. But generally every area here in Tokyo, like every small communities everywhere, they do the illuminations during winter. It's almost 2:30 over here. One of 3 connections done. We have 2 more to go after this, and then this limb is also gonna be done. I think for how tired we were today, we have done we have finished quite a bit of work.
Yep.
Let's just hope tomorrow we're able to receive the motor controllers, and it's gonna be really exciting bunch of live stream sessions once we receive them. Okay, the second last connection. So we're using heat shrinking tubes to join them together, and there are better ways to do it. Of course, the smaller the Vago connectors for the higher gauge wires, they were gonna be much more efficient in this case, but we don't have them right now. And if you have time on your hand, or if you are building this project and you can order new parts and wait for them to arrive, removable or detachable connections are definitely recommended. They're much better than permanent connections. Permanent connections, of course, they are a bit difficult to troubleshoot or just fix if there's any issue. You have to remove them, you have to like cut the connections, you have to solder everything again, you have to make sure all the connections are fine. And then whereas if you have like Wago connectors, or if you have other sorts of wire connectors, you can just deattach and reattach wires in a matter of seconds. So this is the last connection, and with that the USB CAN connections for this side of the robot's body are also finished. I'm just gonna put them in place by using masking tape. Where's the masking tape? This is like so small. If you like put it on the hand of robot's hand, bring it a bit over here now. Yeah, it's decent size. It's a decent size. At this point, I'm just mumbling through words. Yeah, I think after these connections, I think we are gonna call it a day. Wow, M3 lock nut. M3 lock nut. Where's the lock nut? Do they have like an infomercial or something like that, like a paper or anything? Okay, okay. Yeah, the health of the stream looks really good. It's like 4 concurrent viewers right now. Guys, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know if you have any questions regarding this robot, or if there are any interesting projects you'd like us to cover, make tutorials on. Let us know, or just say hello, just say hi in the chat. You're gonna get your own little chibi avatar walking around in a live stream if you publish a comment here in the chat. I think after the next 20 to 30 videos we're gonna have on our channel, our live streaming community is definitely gonna be much bigger than
yeah,
this.
because if we were to start from zero and start these live streams, even this much community or like push might not have been.
Yeah.
By the way, look at the chart today. It's really crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was like. The overall chart for the live stream, it's the most healthiest chart we've had.
Yeah. So because
okay, the connections are done for the other hand as well. They're done. Okay, guys. So right now, this is what the robot is looking like, and the connections for both the arms of the robot are done. So, and this is just a routing issue. We're just gonna remove this masking tape, and we're gonna move these to the back side as well. But you can see on this limb of the robot, the connections are you can't see the connections from the front side. They are hidden, and the channeling is done on the back side of the arms. And if I rotate the robot now, it's you're gonna see where all the wires are hiding. So let me rotate the entire thing. So this is where the connections are moving through. So these are the Wago connectors, and these are the power cables that are going through. These are the motor controllers over here. But overall, the channeling for the wires, it's decent. It's not the best work that we could have done, but given the time constraints and given the materials we have, I think it looks really good. And we are not going to be looking at the robot from behind, like in any situation. The robot is gonna be, it's gonna look like this from the front side. So if you are interested in making these connections look better, or more professional, there are mesh guides for wires that you can use to channel these power cables and these USB CAN wires, and then these encoder wires through, and they look really professional and really cool, but we don't have them at our lab at the moment. A lot of people that are building this robot, they have used those mesh channels to pass the wires through, but overall I'm really satisfied with the way these connections are looking at the moment. And the other leg of the robot, it's gonna take us about, I would say, 1 to 2 hours to put the other leg of the robot together as soon as we receive the motor controllers for that. And yeah, we're just waiting for those controllers now. Some other things that we need to take care of meanwhile is putting the PC in here and putting the Arduino and IMU and sensors, everything in there as well. They are pretty basic connections, and I don't think it will take us long to do those connections. So yeah, it's basically just like 1 day worth of work now from here on, and just waiting for the motor, these new motor controllers. How long is it gonna take to like finish the arm of the hand of the robot? So we are working on building the hand of the robot as well. You can bring it in camera frame just to show it.
Yeah, the entire arm is might take a.
I don't think we're gonna need to. I don't think we have to build the entire hand of the robot. We just have to like attach one servo motor and put these. These are acrylic sheet parts, right?
Yeah.
So this robot, it's gonna have hands made of acrylic sheets, and we can show it. We can bring it in camera. So this is what the hand of the robot. Of course, you can only see like one finger over here.
Yeah, it's something like this.
Can you like in front of bright background?
Something like.
Yeah, so it's just like a
claw,
claw, like a teeth of an ant, if ant has teeth even, but yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, I think ant has teeth because it bites.
But I don't know if they call them teeth or if it's just like, I don't know, because the wasp also, yeah, the wasps also look like that. Like we're just mumbling at this point. It's like, guys, 2:30 in the morning over here, and we're just like rambling. It's like in thoughts you have while when insomnia hits you or something like that. We're gonna be finishing the hand of the robot off stream, I think. How long is it gonna take to finish that
thing? It's gonna take like a few minutes. We can do it off stream.
Okay, yeah, so we are gonna be finishing the hands of the robot off stream, and then we're gonna take care of the PC, the Arduino and IMU connections off stream as well. And if the if the motor controllers arrive today, if the shipping company does what it is telling us, like in terms of expectations, the expected delivery is it by evening today. If we get those motor controllers, we are gonna do a live stream of trying to upload the code and get on the robot and get this thing to move, because we have pretty much everything in place now. All the wiring connections are made, almost all the wiring connections are made, and we can just get this thing ready in an hour or two for software testing. So yeah, let's hope the motor controllers arrive today, and we're gonna be testing this thing on stream. Alright, I think we're gonna call this a day now. Thank you so much for tuning in the live stream, and we recently crossed 1000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone, and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much for supporting the channel so far, and the next live streams and especially the videos are gonna get better and better from here on. We are working on changing the overall brand and everything. You're gonna see it in a few weeks, and after 2 months it's gonna be really interesting to see the difference the branding and everything makes in terms of this channel. So guys, I'm gonna call it a day and see you in the next one. Take care and cheers. Bye bye.